Frederick-Hecla in the first one. Looks like a mismatch, but we don't think it's going to be.
You just never know. I mean, Frederick-Hecla comes in with 8 losses on the year, but playing some awfully good basketball coming down the stretch throughout the districts in the region. But I think the game, a lot of people are waiting to see that second game between Sully Buttes and Castlewood. Castlewood 19-2, 18-3 for Sully Buttes. Both teams up and down the court, up and down the court. They were lucky to see 10 seconds go off the clock before a shot goes up from either team, so we should see a lot of scoring in that game.
Midland and Frederick-Hecla, though, up first, and we're going to take a look at how these teams got to this point of the season. Midland, one of the smallest schools in the state, with just 47 students actually that lost one during the season. Record 22-0 coming in, only undefeated team in the state. Justin Kaler and Corey Petoskey, the 2 leading scorers. They account for 49 points a game, and this the 3rd state appearance for the Midland Vikings. Midland located on Highway 14 out there west of Pierce, just about 13 miles north of Interstate 90. Frederick-Hecla comes in at 14-8, just 11 wins during the regular season, but it took them a while to get going because of those injuries that they had in football. Terry Nelson's team 14-8, second year as a co-op in all sports, second year that they've co-opted in basketball. Frederick is about 20 miles or so north of Aberdeen up on Highway 281. Hecla just a little bit east of Frederick up there, so that's the co-op. That's where they're from. Derek Dinger and Nate Bakeberg, 2 of their big guys. And Midland and Frederick-Hecla getting set to go at it to kick off the State B coverage here on your Kettleland station. And we'll be back to get after it right after this from Aberdeen.
Championship 98, the South Dakota Boys State B Basketball Championship, is sponsored by Norwest, your community financial services store, providing to the nth degree products and services. Best business products, the best solutions. Dakota Care, South Dakota's own. The Golden West Companies, bringing it all together. Your local Heartland Chevy dealers. South Dakota State University, knowledge for life. And Farm Bureau, living beside you, working for you.
Okay, pop quiz. Where should you go for answers about financing your education? Should you A, find a rocket scientist? B, ask Mr. Know-It-All? C, visit a fortune teller? Or D, go to the phone? That's right. One call to the Norwest Student Loan Center can get you the answers you need, quickly, with no hassles. Norwest Student Loan Center. Make the right call.
The hometown pharmacist. His voice familiar. Her knowledge comforting. Generations of South Dakota pharmacists have chosen to serve our rural communities. Their desire to heal comes from within, but their knowledge and ability come from South Dakota State University. Today, over 600 graduates of the state's only pharmacy program practice here, keeping trusted care as close as your hometown. South Dakota State University. Knowledge for life. There was a town meeting today, not planned, just happened. I want to talk about Northwestern, said Henry. You know, I worked there, said George. Good people. Yeah, said Henry, but they're doing more today. They've got great new products, offered Joyce, and Northwestern's gas and electric rates are a great value. Service, said Henry. You call them, they'll come and fix it 24 hours a day. Well, isn't that what neighbors are for? $1,200 in savings? Outstanding. I'm sure not going to be the only one with a new Chevy pickup. But what do you expect? It's one of the best trucks going. It outsells everything else. And now you can save big bucks. Hey, I'm no fair weather fan. I've been driving Chevys for years. So don't call me trendy. I just go for things that last.
Your Chevy's ready. Get it and big savings at your Chevrolet dealers.
Championship 98, the South Dakota Boys State B Basketball Championship, is sponsored by the American Dairy Association and your local dairy farmers. DTG, transforming communications. Your local electric cooperative, a Touchstone Energy partner. Your East River New Holland dealers. North Central Heart Institute, cardiac, thoracic, and vascular care. Your Northland Ford dealers. Northwestern Public Service, being more, doing more, Northwestern. And Sioux Valley Hospitals and Health System. There is a difference.
All right, Wade Fisher is on the PA system here this weekend. Let's go to him for the starting lineups.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. We are pleased to welcome you to this session of the State Boys High School Basketball Tournament. The South Dakota High School Activities Association reminds everyone that these state tournament games are intended for the enjoyment and benefit of high school students. Good sportsmanship is essential for the proper support of the student athletes. Support good sportsmanship during all the state tournament basketball games. And now, ladies and gentlemen, in this afternoon's first game, we have the Vikings of Midland High School and the Northstars of Frederick-Hecla High School. Now announcing cheerleaders, reserves, and starting lineups for each team, beginning with the Frederick-Hecla cheerleaders. Rochelle Zastro, Michelle Bruns, Tiana Winburn, and Alicia Kruger. And now the reserve players for Frederick-Hecla, number 23, Neil Karjalainen. Number 25, Ryan Riggs. Number 31, Jesse Froling. Number 41, Justin North. Number 45, Tim Lloyd. Number 53, Perry Dinger. And number 55, Dustin Jung. Now announcing the starting lineup for the Northstars of Frederick-Hecla. Starting at one guard, number 11, Colin Shelton. At another guard, number 13, Warren Sumption. At one forward, number 21, Nate Bakeberg. At another forward, number 33, Derek Dinger. And at center, number 35, Jeremy Skoglin. Assistant coach Jason Uttermark, and the Northstars are coached by Terry Nelson. And now the cheerleaders for Midland: Jenny Bork, Kelly DeVries, Katie Nemick, Wendy Freeman, Heidi Dowd, and Bridget Vollmer. And now the reserve players for Midland: number 10, Casey Dowd. Number 12, Ryan Jewett. Number 14, Talon Sasserman. Number 20, Seth Meek. Number 22, Josh McLaughlin. Number 30, Rudy Ryman. And number 50, Vince Bruce. And now the starting lineup for the Vikings of Midland High School. Starting at one guard, number 24, Dustin Vollmer. At another guard, number 32, Kevin Petoskey. At one forward, number 34, Corey Petoskey. At another forward, number 40, Justin Kaler. And at center, number 42, Ted Schofield. Assistant coach Scott Brown, head coach of the Midland Vikings, is Bo Beck. Officials for this afternoon's first game are Bob Kreitlow and Gene Struck. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand as we honor the flag of our country? Please join in singing our national anthem as it is played by the James Valley Christian High School Band under the direction of Alan Paulsma. We remind all in attendance that the proper respect is to remove your cap or hat, face the flag, and stand at attention with your right hand over your heart.
All right, fine job by the James Valley Christian Pep Band with the Star Spangled Banner. Midland and Frederick-Hecla. Midland comes in at 22-0, and of course they had to wait about 4 or 5 days to play their region championship game. They were scheduled to play Takini. They were supposed to play it in Sturgis, kept getting snowed out, and it took them about 3 days later. They finally played it on Monday night and won it 59-57. But they said that was kind of the tough one, just getting to the state tournament, John.
And that game against Takini, that was, I mean, Takini came up from nowhere to almost beat them and knock them out of the state tournament. And every coach will tell you, when you wait and wait and wait to play, it's harder and harder to get your guys up to the game.
Midland and white, Frederick-Hecla in the blue and gold. Bob Kreitlow and Gene Struck are the officials here for game number 1. The big fella is number 42 in white, Ted Schofield, 6'8" senior for Midland. They go with Dustin Bulmer. The Petoskey twins, Kevin and Corey, they're sophomores. They lead them in scoring. Actually, Justin Kaler leads them in scoring, but the Petoskey brothers give them about 40 points a game. Here is Schofield. 34 is Corey Petoskey, the sophomore. Works the baseline like a charm. 60% field goals on the season for Petoskey. Kind of a garbage player, his coach says, down on that baseline, but he averages 21 a game, and he gives Midland a 2-0 lead. Frederick-Hecla comes out with Colin Shelton, Warren Sumption, Nate Bakeberg inside. The big fella is Jeremy Skoglund. 21 is Bakeberg, and had it blocked by Petoskey, by Corey Petoskey, but the foul, so Bakeberg will get 2.
And you're going to be calling the Petoskey names quite a bit with the 2 twin brothers, the 2 twin sophomores. Like you said, Corey averaging 21 points a game. Between the 2 of them, 32 points a game. So they do add to that Midland offense quite a bit.
Here's Bakeberg, one of the big guys. Head coach Terry Nelson on your screen right there says he's got the big guys and the little guys. Nate Bakeberg, Jeremy Skoglund, and Derek Dinger, the big guys, and then he brings in the water bugs off the bench and kind of gets after people. Bakeberg can't get either one. So Midland with a 2-0 lead back the other way. Here is Kevin Petoskey. He'll kind of run the show for them. To Volmer, to Corey Petoskey. Schofield with the ball is the big fella at 6'8". Justin Kaler is number 40, and he is the leading scorer for Midland. The man with the ball right now, 25 points and 8 rebounds a game. Taken away by Warren Sumption. 33 is Dinger. He's the leading scorer for Frederick-Hecla at 18 points a game. Skoglund can't get it to go. Schofield came out, and here's Kaler ahead of the field. Justin Kaler runs it down. 4-0 Midland. Midland averages 78 points a game, and they've got the size, but they can also get out and run it. Warren Sumption, 6-foot senior, sets it for Frederick-Hecla. Midland in the man-to-man, and a huge size advantage for Midland. They go inside, and Bakeberg gets him on the board. He's just 6'1", but he's really their post player. And it's 4-2 Midland. Here's Petoskey. Got bottled up in their triple team, and they call him for walking. You see that knee brace on Derek Dinger's left knee. He had some knee surgery following a football injury. They had 8 guys that were injured during the football season. Dinger's one of them. He had some work on his medial collateral ligament. He also had a tear in the ACL that they just put some stitches in. But he and Skoglund both with the knee braces on, and that's what happened to them in football. Won't go for Dinger, but the rebound to Schofield, and he was fouled by Skoglund. As you take another look, but Willie, it just took them a while to get going, and they played some close games all season, and they were really expected to be good this year, and they finally were at the end of the season.
Frederick-Hecla, exactly. And talking with Terry Nelson about all those knee injuries, said his health class, he's had some interesting stories throughout the year just with his players. So lucky they're young and in shape, and they rebounded quickly.
Kaler missed the shot, came back, tried to get the rebound, or the steal rather, and he picks up his first foul. Yeah, Terry said they set a state record for surgeries this year. Every other time he turned around, somebody was getting worked on. Sumption, Warren Sumption, also had a shoulder injury that he's been nursing all season. 20 into the ball game is Seth Meek off the bench for Midland. Checks in for Volmer. Shot won't go for Sumption. Warren gets it back. Nice look inside, but taken away by Kevin Petoskey. Corey Petoskey, rather. Gives off to brother Kevin for his first 2, and it's 6-2 Midland.
Midland getting in that transition quickly, just beating Frederick-Hecla back to their own side of the floor and getting easy layups because of it.
Another steal by Corey Petoskey, and he was fouled by Sumption.
Midland finished the year the only undefeated team in Class B in South Dakota, and of course they finished the final regular season #1 in the B poll.
Midland ball up 6-2, and then we come back to the Barnett Center in Aberdeen.
You know him as Bill, or Dave, or Mike. You live down the street from him. Sit next to him in church. Watch him coach the local team. He's your neighbor, your friend. He's your electric cooperative. And whenever you flip on a light, or take a hot shower, or dry a load of laundry, he's there. He's your Touchstone Energy partner, and he brings you the power of human connections.
Aberdeen invites you to feel the excitement of the Hub City in the summertime. Shop at one of the hundreds of stores which feature thousands and thousands of products. Wildlife abounds nearby to satisfy the outdoors enthusiast. You'll have more fun close to home.
Midway through quarter #1 in game #1 here at the State B tournament. Midland is out to a 6-2 lead on Frederick-Hecla. The #1 seed Midland, the #8 seed Frederick-Hecla. Castlewood and Sully Buttes will follow this one. Here's Corey Petoskey. Wouldn't go, got his own board. Blocked inside there by Bakeberg, and a held ball is called. It's going to be Frederick-Hecla's basketball.
Good strong defense by Bakeberg down underneath. Like you said at the beginning and on the outset, Frederick-Hecla way outmatched as far as size go. They're playing some strong, tough defense down underneath.
Frederick-Hecla was in the state tournament 3 years ago, so Nate Bakeberg and Derek Dinger and Jeremy Skoglund and these guys were all freshmen on that team, but did play a little bit. Inside looking for Dinger, taken away though. And Midland wants to run at any opportunity. Here's Seth Meek. Midland will go about 7 players deep is all as Petoskey puts it on the floor, gives it off to brother Corey. And it'll stay at the Midland end. But Kevin Petoskey, just about any time he wants, is getting right to the block, right to the rim for easy shots. Rebound to Schofield. Ted Schofield, the big fella, back up and in for his first 2, and 4 players have scored for Midland. It's 8-2.
And
Vikings.
an uncontested rebound. Nobody was anywhere near him to box him out. He just leaped right through and grabbed it and put it right back up.
Here's Shelton to Dinger on the drive, blocked by Schofield, and again Midland out on the break. 4-on-2. Great pass to Kaler. Justin Kaler has 4, and it's 10-2 Midland.
That's what you call threading the needle. Perfect bounce pass through a couple of Frederick-Hecla defenders. Look at that. Hit him right on stride. Kaler goes up for the easy hoop.
And it's one of those deals, really, where we haven't seen Midland play all year. A lot of people haven't seen them play. They're out there west of the river, and a lot of East River people never see these guys play. But, I mean, you can see how they've been undefeated all year. They got the good size. Get out and run. All those 6'4", 6'3" guys get out and run. Schofield with the block there. Then Bo Beck on the right, Scott Adams on the left there, his assistant coach. But he said we just got to keep Schofield out of foul trouble and we'll be fine.
Offensive foul. I was just going to say Frederick-Hecla having problems their last 4 or 5 times down the court. They haven't been able to hold on to the ball. 3 or 4 turnovers, and now an offensive foul to give it right back to the Vikes.
Fouls on Dinger, his first. But Midland doing it at the defensive end. They're up 10-2, 3:20 to play. First quarter. Here is Kevin Petoskey, sets the offense. A lot of movement offensively also for Midland. Meek would have been a 2, wouldn't go. Skoglund the other way. Down low to Bakeberg, working against Schofield again. That's his second swat. Here's Petoskey. Kevin Petoskey has 4, 12-2 Midland.
Size starting to take shape as far as Midland goes.
Tough to score when your shots don't get any further than right when they leave your hand. This time, Kaler called for the foul. It's going to be 2 on him.
I'm going to say Frederick-Hecla has to start looking from the outside. They've dumped it down inside the last couple of times. And final result, a blocked shot.
Warren Sumption put it on the floor, and Kaler came out and got him on the arm. That's 2 on Kaler, so he will stay in the game for now.
That's one thing about the state tournament. You got East River teams against West River teams. Hardly anybody's seen each other. You may get a film maybe a couple of days before you play them, but it's really hard to prepare for them. And I think 6 out of the 8 coaches we talked to, they say they're not going to change anything. You really can't this time of year. You got to use what got you here.
It was a 3 attempt by Sumption, so he gets 3, hits 2 of them. And the Northstars back within 8 at 12-4, but Midland doing it well at both ends right now. They get Petoskey for a walk.
Petoskey, great fake. He just forgot to put the ball on the floor before he took off. Midland just takes it, comes right at you on offense.
And defensively, they've got these guys at 6'4", 6'3" that can come out on the wings, play the passing lanes. Still in the man-to-man. There you see Kaler come out, try to get it. Sumption gets the shot off. A nice touch for Warren Sumption. He has 4. Taken away now by Bakeberg. 41 is Justin North, who's checked in for Frederick-Hecla. It's off of Petoskey. Frederick-Hecla will keep it.
Frederick-Hecla, their team consists 5 players from Frederick, 10 from Hecla. Coach Terry Nelson trying to get his team to work it inside again, but they missed from the out.
You might have heard him say bingo. He thought it was in by Dinger, but in and out. Here's Petoskey again, got tripped up. Question is, will they give him the shot or not? And yeah, it will be a shooting foul. Sumption gets the foul. That's 2 on him. So he sits down, and Jess Froling checks in, number 31 for Frederick-Hecla. It was not a shooting foul. Kaler, the 3 out of the corner, run down by Meek. Here's Froling to Justin North. Bakeberg's 3. Somebody got a piece of that one too, and Kaler the other way.
A lot of these big guys from Midland also can handle the ball and bring it up the court to trigger that fast break. Midland just wastes no time on offense. They just take it right to you, take their shot. And
we were talking to a couple of the coaches yesterday about a shot clock. As Petoskey again almost had it, but it's out of bounds off him. I was saying, would you like a shot clock? And apparently, as we'll see in the game after this, of course, between Silly Buttes and Castlewood, but you wouldn't need more than a 15-second shot clock for most of these teams.
No 4 corners offense is involved in these teams, I don't believe.
Dinger thinking about it, gets inside, but there's Schofield again, his 3rd block. Justin North, though, comes away with the offensive board. But right back the other way, Kevin Petoskey has 6 now. 30 seconds left to play in the first, and it's 14-8 Midland. That hurts.
Oh, that hurts tremendously. Frederick-Hecla's going to learn once you get the ball on the inside, you have no time to put it on the floor. You got to put the ball right up before those big guys get up in the air.
Foul this time on Schofield coming out. Yeah, let's keep an eye on Petoskey. Whenever the shot goes up for Frederick-Hecla, is he releasing? Is he coming out and looking for that long pass? Nate Bakeberg sits down. And Ryan Riggs is checked in for Frederick-Hecla.
Another thing to consider, we were watching as the teams warmed up yesterday. I think they're kind of surprised at how big this court is. You know, a lot of these kids, they may play on smaller courts around the region, but
Kaler for 3 right at the buzzer, wouldn't go. And And after one, the #1 team in the state, undefeated Midland, with a 6-point lead on Frederick-Hecla.
In a few years, she'll be ready for kindergarten, then slumber parties, debate club, and dating. She might want to be an astronaut or a musician.
Her options are unlimited, and so are yours with Dakota Care. We contract with nearly every physician, pharmacy, and hospital in the state. No other company offers you so much freedom of choice.
Or maybe she'll want to stay just like this forever.
There was a town meeting today, not planned, just happened. I want to talk about Northwestern, said Henry. You know, I worked there, said George. Good people. Yeah, said Henry, but they're doing more today. They've got great new products, offered Joyce, and Northwestern's gas and electric rates are a great value. Service, said Henry. You call them, they'll come and fix it 24 hours a day. Well, isn't that what neighbors are for?
Oh, Mama, oh, Papa, I'm feeling so down. How can it be there's no milk in this town? Don't give me no baked goods until things get better. My cornflakes are cardboard, cake tastes like a sweater. I'd give anything for that glass of white silk. I'm living my life in this town without milk.
Bo Beck, Midland head coach. South Dakota State grad. Scott Brown, his assistant. I think I said Scott Adams before, but Scott Brown, an Aberdeen native, is the assistant. Almost saved by Justin North, but Petoskey comes away with it. Frederick-Hecla in the zone. Petoskey got shoved out of bounds. Justin North gets whistled for the foul.
Frederick-Hecla head coach Terry Nelson tried to figure out a way to box up that middle and take away the easy layups for Midland, so he switches to his zone, hopefully to push that offense a little farther out for Midland.
Schofield, no. Rebounded Jesse Froling, sophomore, off the bench for Frederick-Hecla. Back the other way, Bakeberg. Spinning right at Schofield. Petoskey had a hand on it, but it's off of Froling. Maybe that's one way to go right at Schofield, the big fella. Don't give him time to block the shot.
Exactly.
Kaler with those 2 fouls. Did not sit down after that. Good look from Petoskey to Schofield.
Petoskey taking baseline. The defender kind of just cut off his lane and forced him out of bounds, and he found a wide open Schofield right underneath it. Easy hoop.
Dinger down low. Schofield came over. Nice little spin off glass for Derek Dinger. His first 2. Averages 18 a game. And that baseline for Midland, they just do so much damage down there. Meek tried to get it into Schofield that time. And a held ball again this time. It will go to Frederick-Hecla.
Take a look at our first quarter stats. Midland 7 of 16 from the field. Frederick-Hecla 3 of 13, just 23%. Neither team has hit a 3-pointer. 2 of 5 from the line for Frederick-Hecla. And look at the turnovers, they're pretty even. 5 for Midland, 4 for Frederick-Hecla. The Vikings have a 4-rebound advantage.
But it's like that right there. A block shot counts as a shot. So that's that 3 of 13 shooting right now for Frederick-Hecla. Schofield's got 4 blocks already. And a reach-in foul on Kevin Petoskey.
Midland on that break, they just, all their guys have, it seems like eyes in the back of their head. They just know where everybody's going to be, and Frederick-Hecla will cut off one of the lanes, and it'll open somebody up, and boom, Vikings hit it. Quick on the transition.
Meek out, Dustin Vollmer back in for Midland. Skoglund is an excellent 3-point shooter for Frederick-Hecla as Dinger knocks down his first 3.
That fires up the Frederick-Hecla fans.
They were down 10-2, back within 3 now. Petoskey again. And he'll shoot 2. Foul's going to go on Bakeberg.
Seems like Frederick-Hecla stepping it up a little bit down in the paint. They're putting a body on everybody. They're not giving up any more easy layups like they did in that whole first quarter.
Corey Petoskey at 6'4", twin brother Kevin, 6'3", both just sophomores. Both, like one or the other, wouldn't be a sophomore if they're twins. Back to a 5-point Midland lead. Bakeberg looking in low. Petoskey again. He's got Bulmer out ahead. Kicked by Colin Shelton, so Midland will keep it.
Everybody filling their lanes in the fast break for Midland. Look at Terry Nelson. He hasn't sat down since the game started. I doubt if he ever will.
Didn't go for Corey Petoskey. Bulmer, though, loose ball rebound, and then back out to Hecla, rather. Petoskey for 3. And again, Midland all over the boards, but Skoglund finally ripped it away. Derek Dinger playing in his 4th season in the varsity for Frederick-Hecla. Sumption was looking for Bakeberg, but turned it over on the travel when he picked up the dribble.
Sumption looking to drive, and once he hit the paint, he looked up and saw about 3 Vikings standing right in front of him. Crossed up his dribble.
Cousin of Jim Sumption, who played at Frederick-Hecla, who's was a Redford shirt freshman for Northern State here in Aberdeen this year. Kaler for 3, little off. And Midland's cooled down a little bit. Good rebound by Dinger. Colin Shelton wins the track meet, and it's 5-on-2 if Frederick-Hecla can do anything with it. Excellent pass that time by Sumption to Bakeberg. Right back the other way, Petoskey got fouled. That's going to be 3 fouls on Warren Sumption. But again, the good long court pass, and Petoskey just runs out. They hit him every time almost.
They just don't give you any time to get back on defense. Frederick-Hecla, a nice fast break of their own down here for the easy layup, and by the time they look back, there's 3 Vikings behind him already for another layup.
Neil Karjalainen checks in as Sumption sits down with 3 fouls. Kevin Petoskey gets 2. He's got 7 points. Make it 8 and back to a 5-point lead for Midland. 4:21 to play before halftime.
Your local Norwest Financial Services store is making college easier for thousands of students region-wide. This year, we're awarding 80 new $1,000 scholarships to deserving students.
In Watertown, our grocery store location is making life easier, and we're making school easier for Teresa Seafelt and Tricia Jaskulka.
In Del Rapids, an instant cash card makes life easier, and so do college scholarships for this year's winners, Malene Randall and Lori Fegan.
In Sioux Falls, 2 more of our winners are Kristen Torgerson and Sarah Cook. Congratulations.
In Pierre, life is easier with 24-hour person-to-person phone bank service, and college will be easier for our winners, Megan Anderson and Amy Perodic.
In Sturgis, we're making life easier with Norwest Free Checking, and with college scholarships for Jennifer Hansen and Kyla Wise.
Since 1990, we've awarded over $572,000 to deserving high school seniors through the Norwest Scholarship Fund.
Norwest, to the nth degree.
About 8,200 is the capacity here at the Barnett Center. A lot of Frederick-Hecla fans sitting over opposite us. Go again for Dinger. Another rebound to Kaler, and the Vikings bust out. Schofield got it back, got tied up by Dinger. Held ball this time, stays at the Midland end.
Frederick-Hecla starting to attack on the defensive boards a little bit on this side of the court. Coming up with came up with a couple of jump balls the last few times down.
Jesse Froling back in as Karjalainen sits down. Kaler to Petoskey. Falling out of bounds, got it to Vollmer. Colin Shelton is water bugging, trying to get it back. But the Petoskey's hook up again. 6 points now for Corey Petoskey. And they're just one split second ahead of the defense right now. North for three. Kevin Petoskey, the point guard, runs it out to Kaler. Good little no-look to Schofield. And he's not shooting it very well, but he's getting every offensive rebound when he does miss.
Another thing you notice, very unselfish play by Midland. Half of these guys have shots when they take it into the lane to drive, and there's always somebody wide open as Frederick-Hecla kind of collapses, double-teamed the driver, and just finding that open guy, you saw with a great no-look pass.
Rebound foul went on Skoglund. That's 8 team fouls now on Frederick-Hecla, 1-on-1 for Schofield. Frederick-Hecla, you look up there, you think they are down by a bunch. They're only down by 7 right now, 22-15, but they've turned it over plenty more times than Terry Nelson would like to see so far. Petoskey, no, good rebound that time by North. Got Kaler on his back. That's going to be 3 fouls on Kaler.
You can see from the replay, Kevin Petoskey had a wide open shot right from the free throw line. He decided to put the ball down and try and get a couple feet closer, and Frederick-Hecla collapsed right on him and made the shot a little tougher, and he ended up missing.
So Kaler does sit down now with those 3 fouls. 2:40 to play before halftime. Here's Dinger to Shelton to Froling to North. Still a 7-point Midland lead. 2 on the way by Dinger. Strong. Petoskey. Corey Petoskey out in front of the pack. 8 points for Corey, back to a 9-point lead.
By the time Dinger's shot came down and touched the rim, Petoskey was already back. He was past the halfway or half-court line.
And his brother was already looking for him.
Yep.
And go again for Dinger. This time North's going to get whistled for the foul over the back. Be a 1-on-1 at the other end for Midland. North sits down, Froling sits down. Karjalainen's back in for Frederick-Hecla. And Kevin Petoskey at the line for Midland. 1-on-1. And he's hit his first 3 from the line. Kevin averages 12 a game. Twin brother Corey averages 21. Ten-point Midland lead with 2:02 to play in the second quarter.
Midland stayed in a man-to-man the whole first half, and they kind of lay off their man-to-man and drop back to the lane, making it tougher to drive.
Skoglund's going to get the foul here, too, and you saw where he thought he had a shot, but there was a hand in his face. He had to kind of make that step-through move, and it just threw him off a little bit, and then going after the board. Rolls over Schofield. That's 3 fouls on Skoglund now. So they've got 2 starters with 3 fouls, Skoglund and Sumption. Skoglund, another one of those 4-year players for Frederick-Hecla. He and Dinger and Bakeford. Big Ted Schofield, 6'8", averages 11 points, 8 boards a game. He's got 5 points right now. And he can give Midland a 12-point lead again. Stays at 11, but Petoskey, another offensive rebound. And again. Corey Petoskey has 10 now to lead everybody.
Frederick-Hecla,
13-point lead.
Frederick-Hecla actually doing a pretty good job on boxing out, but they're forgetting one guy, the guy who's shooting it. Like coaches stress, follow your shot always.
Great dish from Dinger to Bakeberg, but Schofield came over and got his 5th block of the game. And Bo Beck told us, watch this guy, he'll block some shots. Gets in foul trouble once in a while doing it, but against, you know, guys that are 6, 7 inches shorter than he is, he's not going to have much trouble. Three on the way short by Tim Lloyd. He's one of their designated shooters coming off the bench, and he got fouled this time. It was on Seth Meek. Bo Beck, South Dakota State grad. He's also the principal, the superintendent in Midland. And here's the Birdman stepping to the line. Lloyd, just a sophomore. The Larry Bird look-alike gets his first. And gets Frederick-Hecla back within 11 at 28-17.
Frederick-Hecla starting a little backcourt pressure, maybe slow Midland down a little bit. That's one way of slowing them down. I guess tackle them before they get the ball. May have gotten away with a foul there.
They do get the turnover. Terry Nelson's trying to run a bunch of people now in and out for Frederick-Hecla, dealing with some of that foul trouble. Shelton was fouled on the way in. Dustin Vollmer picks up his first foul. And again, Bakeberg sits down now for Frederick-Hecla. Shelton to the line. Ryan Riggs is back in for Frederick-Hecla. Cuts the lead to 10. And if they can stay within, get it down to single digits before the half, they're in good shape. Shelton got them both. 9-point Midland lead with 55 seconds left. The pressure from Frederick-Hecla, and they got a little touch foul out front on Jess Froling.
Trying to close him off on the sideline, just kind of brushed up against him. Send Petoskey to the line, 1-1.
Bakeberg back in. Karjalainen sits down. Riggs sits down. Tim Lloyd back in, and Corey Petoskey at the line.
2-shot foul. Vikings are in the double bonus, 10 team fouls on Frederick-Hecla. Less than a minute to go.
Frederick-Hecla crowd wanting a foul on that little exchange. And now the turnover. Rowling takes it away, and the track meet continues. 30 seconds to play before halftime. Oh, 3 on the way by the Birdman. Tim Lloyd has 5 off the bench. Back to a 7-point game. There's the time remaining in the first half. Midland turns it over, but off of Frederick-Hecla. Terry Nelson is doing some coaching over here. He's running 3 guys in and out about every chance he gets.
And when he compared Tim Lloyd to Larry Bird, he said, you know, he kind of looks like him. He doesn't play like him, but when he shoots from behind the arc, he usually makes them.
And now Midland says enough of this exchange. We're going to hold it for 1. Petoskey will try to get him set. Meek, 3 on the way. No good, but Midland with a 7-point lead at halftime, 29-22. We'll grab head coach Bo Beck here and get his thoughts on half number 1 at the State B tournament.
Right here. Weekend draw bucket.
Midland got 11 out of Corey Petoskey in that first half. Let's go down to John Wilson, standing by with Midland coach Bo Beck. Willie?
All right, Bo, satisfied with your performance. It looked like you guys were really banging the boards in that first half.
Yeah, we're doing a good job on the boards. Obviously, we got a 7-point lead, and I think it's contributed to that. We'd like to get a little better shooting. I don't think we're shooting a very good percentage right now, and I think a lot of that's probably nerves. I mean, our best shooter, Justin Kaler, hasn't had, I think, 4 points right now, and they're both layups. So we need to get him some points, and hopefully he'll start draining them in the second half.
Looked like coming down in the end of this first half, Frederick-Hecla picked up the defense a little bit, and it kind of may have shaken you guys up a little bit, taking away that fast break.
Yeah, we're not used to playing with Kaler on a bench. You know, he's got 3 fouls now, and hopefully we can get him in there in the second half, play some smart basketball, and we should be all right.
All right, Bo, good luck the rest of the way. Tom, back to you.
All right, Will, Corey Petoskey led Midland in that first half with 9 points. Brother Kevin had, or Corey had 11 rather. Brother Kevin Petoskey added 9. So the Petoskey's accounted for 20 of those 29 on the board for Midland right now. 29-22. Frederick-Hecla spreading it around. Tim Lloyd has 5 off the bench. He and Derek Dinger both with 5 right now to lead the Frederick-Hecla Northstars at halftime. We shall return to the Barnett Center here for the halftime festivities. You're watching the Boys State B Tournament on Kettleland TV.
One company is changing the way we live and the way we work. One company is delivering fiber optic technology, offering more choices and more solutions. One company is keeping you connected to an exciting new world of possibilities. DTG, transforming communications.
In a perfect world, the fax machine would always work. The network would never go down, and the copier would never jam. But the world isn't perfect. Let Best Business Products take care of the imperfections in your office. With 50 years of experience, a full line of top brand name products, and the region's best service, we're the experts. So you don't have to sweat the small stuff. Best Business Products, the best solutions.
He's not a star on his neighborhood softball team. And his work at the annual barbecue wasn't very impressive. But around here, he's still a hometown hero. You see, he's the local Farm Bureau insurance agent. For auto, home, and property protection, and for life insurance that can help protect your family's financial security, call a Farm Bureau insurance agent today. Living beside you, working for you.
My friends say I'm one of the guys. I guess because I drive a pickup. Only difference is, my Ford Ranger's a lot tougher looking and more powerful than their trucks. And it came fully loaded with power everything. On-the-fly 4-wheel drive and a CD player. But hey, just like all the guys I know, I'm into saving money. And I did with a $229 lease payment from my Northland Ford dealer. Oh yeah, maybe I am one of the guys. Nah.
Follow South Dakota's musher, Vern Halter, at Kettleland TV's website. He's picked as the one to watch in this year's Iditarod race. At the Half is sponsored by Dakota Care, South Dakota's own.
Welcome back to Dakota Care at the Half. We're at halftime of the opening game of the State B tournament with Midland, the top seeds from Midland, up ahead on Frederick-Hecla 29-22. Gives us a chance to take a look at a quick feature we did earlier on this year. The South Dakota High School Activities Association has been stressing good sportsmanship all year long, not only from the players, coaches, but also the fans. We caught up with a couple of basketball referees earlier in the year, and Tom Neiman filed this report.
Back in early November, Bob Lowry was starting the push to emphasize sportsmanship in high school athletics.
You know, if we probably have a problem, maybe it's probably with our fans, you know, sometimes that, you know, get irate at an official's call or get angry at a coach because things aren't going the way they should be, think they should be going.
Randy Schaefer and Justin Ingalls have been refereeing basketball in South Dakota for 10 years.
Everybody has an opinion about how the game is called, whether it's right or wrong, how it's coached. So I don't know if it's gotten any worse or not.
I really think that it's been something that's been there forever. No, it's not necessarily getting worse, but it's finally being addressed, and I'm glad.
Schaefer and Ingalls and every other referee in the state will tell you they don't care who wins the game. They're not there for the paycheck. They're there because they love the concept of fair high school athletic competition.
We have a set of rules that we must administer a game by, and, you know, sometimes half the gym might think we're right and half the gym might think we're wrong when it comes to that, depending on what color they're wearing that night.
2 shots, man. Good job. Schaefer says he knows that he and his partner are not going to be perfect every night, and he expects to take a little lip from the crowd, but it doesn't have to get ugly. Fans have to keep track of what high school sports is all about. 2 towns playing a game against each other that's supposed to be fun.
And I think it is fun to the kids until parents and fans that don't understand that take it to a different level, and it becomes not fun for them. And that's part of sportsmanship that we're teaching our kids. So we can't expect our kids to be great sports out there if we're not going to give them a role model to follow.
While fans are the main focus, to a lesser extent, the sportsmanship push is aimed at the players. And most coaches will tell you that the players are not a big problem.
I tell them that if anybody's going to get in trouble with the officials, it's me, you know. And I've had a tendency, because I'm a really high-strung person, and I can overreact at times, and I understand that, and I work at that. But our players, and I think we've taken a lot of pride in that, our players don't say much. The players keep their mouths shut.
I know we try to preach it every day, and we talk about it every day in practice. We talk about it every day before every game. And, you know, it's one of those things you stress, but you're in a situation in which it's a very intense, competitive game. And you know, I think you just got to do the best to try to keep your emotions under control.
And that goes double for the fans. The Activities Association doesn't want to take the fun out of the game, just the poor sportsmanship.
So it's a push there for the fans to realize, you know, that it's not all about winning and losing. You know, there's some learning experiences that go on out there on the athletic field that are very, very valuable to these athletes and fine arts participants later on in life, and that's what's important.
State doing a great job in promoting sportsmanship all throughout the state tournaments, both in wrestling and the volleyball, and now here at the State Bees. You're watching at the half, Dakota Care at the half, where top seeds from Midland leading Frederick-Hecla 29-22 back with the first half stats, and the second half from the State Bees after this.
In a world where letters are sent in a kilobyte instead of an envelope, it seems anything is possible. And with Golden West Companies, just about anything is. We're ready for tomorrow with advanced long-distance service, internet access, satellite television, the latest telephone capabilities, and business systems. After all, you're more than our customers. You're our neighbors, too. Golden West Company.
Bringing it all together.
Next basket wins.
Regular exercise makes for a healthy heart. It's good for you and for the people you love.
Go for it, Grandpa!
Wow, Grandpa, I didn't know you could shoot like that.
This health message brought to you by the physicians at North Central Heart.
It's called precision farming. Satellites communicate with computers and sensors on the combine, providing exact yield data for each square yard of cropland and precise control of seed and fertilizer next spring. It's an efficiency tool many farmers have only read about, but not here. SDSU researchers are already working on the farm, helping apply 21st century technology today. South Dakota State University. Knowledge for life.
Role models are important in today's society. You can serve as a role model for others the next time you display good sportsmanship at a high school athletic event. Good sports are winners, so remember to be a good sport and act properly. Everyone appreciates the good values portrayed by acts of good sportsmanship.
I like equipment that I can take to the max. I like to get out there and get the job done.
Marshall Sis relies on a New Holland Genesis tractor.
When we go, we need to move from row crop to dry land, chopping, fertilizing, cultivation, just an all-around tractor that will get out there and do the job.
New Holland Genesis. It works for Marshall Sis. Put it to work for you.
Dairy Association Player of the Game after each and every game here at the State B. Let's take a look at the Northwest stat board through the first 2 quarters of play here in Midland. 11 out of 29 from the field, shooting just 38%, but Frederick-Hecla's only hitting 32% of their shots. Free throws, both teams are going to the line and hitting there. Rebounds, Midland doing it on the offensive glass, and they've got a couple more putbacks, and that's where they're making the difference right now. And the turnovers, even, it seemed like Frederick-Hecla was turning over a lot more, but they put that pressure on, and Midland started to do the same. But Corey Petoskey with 11 for Midland at halftime. Tim Lloyd with 5 for Frederick-Hecla, and we're back with the second half right after this.
If there's a dream, determination finds a way to make it happen. In South Dakota, tribal leaders and Northwest community partners from Lower Brule, Pierre, and Mission have made individual home ownership on reservation lands possible at last. Determination finds a way, and for families across the region, loans are turning dreams into reality. Because a house becomes a home when the house becomes your own.
When it comes to your medical care, you want the highest level of expertise, but you also want people with genuine compassion, people who truly care about you and your family, people like the medical professionals of Sioux Valley Hospitals and Health System. Our regional network of medical experts proudly offers you access to the area's highest level of care, right in your community. At Sioux Valley Hospitals and Health System, there is a difference, and the difference is people.
There was a town meeting today. Not planned, just happened. I want to talk about Northwestern, said Henry. You know, I worked there, said George. Good people. Yeah, said Henry, but they're doing more today. They've got great new products, offered Joyce, and Northwestern's gas and electric rates are a great value. Service, said Henry. You call them, they'll come and fix it 24 hours a day. Well, isn't that what neighbors are for?
Wait. Wait.
Amazing Jack Russell Terrier.
Wait. Wait. Okay. Good boy. Do it again. Behold the power of cheese.
Kelloland TV, home of the boys State A basketball championship.
State A's next week from Sioux Falls. State B's this week on your Kettleland station. Frederick-Hecla with the ball to start the second half. Warren Sumption lets fly for 3, a little short. Rebound battle underneath, and we got a foul on the big fellow, looks like, Ted Schofield. For Midland, his second.
Jeremy Skoglund doing a great job in boxing him out. Schofield just tried to reach right over him right there. Got those big long arms in there, and fortunately had the body all over Skoglund.
Yeah, it's a height advantage for Midland, but not necessarily a size advantage. Skoglund and Dinger and those guys in there, big fellas and can push and shove a little bit. Kaler adds 3 fouls. He sat for a good part of that second half. The leading scorer for Midland, and now Shelton took it away, but right back to Petoskey. And a foul is going to go on Skoglund, I believe, and that's going to be 4 on him. Ouch, that hurts Frederick-Hecla big time.
And he heads straight for the bench.
That big knee brace. Jeremy had a ACL tear in football. He sat out for the first 6 games of this season. But a big contributor when he did get back in the lineup, but he's down with 4 fouls now, just 30 seconds into the second half. Taken away this time by Justin North, who checked in for Skoglund. Bakeberg to Shelton, behind the back to Dinger. Bakeberg, a little jump hook. Nate Bakeberg has 6. Frederick-Hecla back within 5.
Frederick-Hecla slowing it down in offense a little bit, looking for that open guy and the good high percentage shot. Nice little baby hook there.
Out of bounds off Frederick-Hecla. There's Justin North, number 41.
Kind of looked like Midland's a little confused offensively here to open up this second half. Maybe it's Frederick-Hecla continuing that pressure they ended the first half with. Making sure everybody's got a body on him.
Didn't go for Petoskey. Rebound run down by Sumption. Terry Nelson looked over at us in the break there and gave us a little wink, said, here we come.
Here we go.
Good passing. Dinger for three. Got the rebound, though. Back up. No call. Now there is, and it's going to be a block. And Derek Dinger will go to the free throw line. Fouls on Kevin Petoskey, his second. Bo Beck wants timeout. Is it a full or a 20 is the question. Just a 20-second timeout.
Last offensive possession for Frederick-Hecla. Every time the ball went up, the whole bench was up off, screaming. Of course, Terry Nelson was leading the cheers. And these guys are fired up to start off the second half. By no means do they feel they're out of this one, only trailing by 5.
No, in a 1 versus 8 matchup in the seedings, I mean, it's always so hard to tell if one team is that much better than the other. I mean, of course, they haven't played each other all year. But Midland comes in undefeated at 22-0, the number 1 seed. Frederick-Hecla lost 8 games during the year, and the number 8 seed coming in. But you get to the tournament, there's really no surprise in anybody.
And you kind of wonder how much Takini took out of Midland in that final region game. Came down to a one-point game, and
Midland had to block a 3-point attempt at the end. Schofield went out and got a piece of a 3 to preserve a 2-point win in that region game. Dinger has 7 now, and it's a 3-point ball game. Midland up 29-26, and the pressure back on now. Staying in that zone, but really coming out and trying to get after people. Petoskey to Petoskey to Volmer. Here's Kaler. 2-pointer by Kaler. They've held him to 6 so far. Justin Kaler averages 25 a game. Got into a little bit of foul trouble. He's playing with 3 right now. Dinger for 3. Derek Dinger answers. And then some. 10 points now for Dinger. 2-point game.
Terry Nelson says Derek Dinger is an all-around player. He is the quarterback on the football team. Now he comes out here giving Frederick-Hecla a spark they needed.
Kevin Petoskey ran down his own rebound. Somehow brother Corey got it underneath. Got it up, got fouled. They'll go to the line.
Corey Petoskey had 3 shots underneath. He kept getting his own rebound, and he went through about 4 sets of arms to get that final shot in.
Good little up fake there. Foul was on, well, they call it on Dinger, his second. And Corey Petoskey completes the 3-point play. 14 points now for Corey Petoskey. And all of a sudden back to a 5-point game. Sumption. Warren Sumption has 6.
Frederick-Hecla getting some good looks on the offensive end of the court.
Oh, Petoskey, I don't know if it was a shot or not, but it looked good. Schofield ends up with the hoop. Be interesting if they give Kevin Petoskey an assist on that or not. Dinger trying to lurk down low, and Schofield made a great play to come over and take it away.
Schofield just waiting for him. They kind of baited that pass in there, and by the time it got in, Schofield just took it right away.
Petoskey right down the pipe, and they whistle him for the offensive foul. Who steps in there? Warren Sumption stepped in and took it. So it'll be Frederick-Hecla basketball when we come back. Midland up by 5.
Every day, students across South Dakota discover the gift of music, inspired by their teacher's passion, enriched by their new form of expression. The music comes from the soul, but the ability to refine and teach the gift comes from South Dakota State University. Many graduates of this highly acclaimed music program have chosen to perform in our schools, passing the gift to a new generation. South Dakota State University, knowledge for life.
So where will you go with your grandpa today? Out to tea with teddy bears? To the victory stand at the Olympics? Or maybe the court of a beautiful princess?
You're not just a number to her or to us. At Dakota Care, we understand the human side of healthcare, making decisions that put your quality of care before for our bottom line.
I can't wait to see where she'll take me tomorrow.
Cutbacks.
Plenty of timeouts left for everybody. 3 fulls and a 20 for both sides. Frederick-Hecla down by 5. Midway through quarter number 3. Warren Sumption. Download a Bakeberg, and again, they got a piece of that one, did Midland. Kaler back the other way. Vollmer straight ahead, 2 for Dustin Vollmer. That's his first 2. Doesn't shoot a lot. He's a great defender, averages 1 point a game, so he's made his offensive contribution, and now he'll go play D on Colin Shelton. Good look down to Dinger. Derek Dinger hung. Got it to go 7.5, 12 in the game for Dinger. Again, Petoskey baseline, and Bakeberg came down and swatted him.
Notice every time the Vikings, every time Midland starts to drive, the whole defense from Frederick-Hecla just collapses. Watch them all collapse. Triple team by the time he gets to the basket. Fortunately, somebody gets a body on him from behind. That would be Sumption's third.
Kevin Petoskey at the line. .10 for Kevin Petoskey, 6-point Midland lead. And so far, Frederick-Hecla's made the charge. Midland's met it and held them off so far. Bakeberg again with that jump hook, which works pretty well, getting over Schofield. Corey Petoskey got fouled on the way up, and he'll shoot 2.
Midland seems to have that fast break transition back in tech. 3 passes, everybody full in their lanes. Fortunately, Frederick-Hecla had a couple of defenders back there to defend the hoop.
3rd foul on Justin North. And they do, I mean, Midland, they push it so hard, they give you the option where they're going to get a shot off or you're going to foul us. That's what happened. Frederick-Hecla got some guys in trouble in that first half.
And these big guys just get up and down the court so quick. Fairly smooth transition from one end to the other.
16 now for Corey Petoskey. 6 out of 7 from the line, back to an 8-point lead. Sumption for 3. North was there for the rebound, and Shelton run it down, but he had a foot on the line when he made the hop. And now Terry Nelson's going to run 3 new players in. Karjalainen, Ryan Riggs, and Bakeberg back in. And he wants the pressure. He wants them to pick it up full court with the 2-on-2 press. Didn't quite get it set. And there's the pass they wanted to pick off, but Petoskey to Kaler, nice pass. 8 points for Kaler. And all of a sudden it's a 10-point lead again. Frederick-Hecla got it down to 3. Dagger off. And Riggs and Petoskey went flying through the bench there. He's all right. Ball was off of him, though. Frederick-Hecla will keep it. It's tough when you're going through the other bench. You don't get a lot of help.
No help at all. Northstars getting some better looks at the basket here in this 3rd quarter. Some better passes. They're hanging on to the ball a little better.
And that guy's starting to assert himself a little bit. Nice little step through for Dinger. That's out of bounds off of Derek Dinger, but he has 9 in the quarter, 14 in the game. Keeping a minute, down by 8.
Sorry, Tommy.
My apologies. What?
I'll just step on you the rest of the way we go.
Kaler for 3. 7 in the quarter for Kaler. He's got 11 now. And they just answer the bell every time you come at them, and they have an answer. This time inside. Schofield.
We've been talking about how tough Midland is underneath the hoop, but these big guys have a smooth stroke from outside. They can all shoot. They can all put the ball on the floor and drive.
Tim Lloyd back in for Frederick-Hecla. Jeremy Skoglund still sitting on the bench with those 4 fouls. Dinger for 3, a little short. And again, Petoskey sees that shot go up, and he's out in front of the crowd. Kevin Petoskey has a dozen. Jess Froling kind of got a cut on his knee and gets whistled for the travel. Timeout on the floor. Midland back up by 13 at 48-35. 1:55 to play the third.
There was a town meeting today. Not planned, just happened. I want to talk about Northwestern, said Henry. You know, I worked there, said George. Good people. Yeah, said Henry, but they're doing more today. They've got great new products, offered Joyce, and Northwestern's gas and electric rates are a great value. Service, said Henry. You call them, they'll come and fix it 24 hours a day. Well, isn't that what neighbors are for?
We got a tip from a convenience store clerk a few towns over. Some local boys took a car joyriding over the county line to get milk.
Cheers! You guys, the cops! What? The cops!
All right, boys, drop your straws. When we pulled the vehicle over, we found about a half dozen empties and some chocolate syrup. Guess they got tired of drinking it straight. Hey, Cooper, why don't you put that evidence in the back of my car? Kids these days.
It was the 94th birthday of Thor Diesel, otherwise known as Dr. Seuss, this week.
That's right.
Seeing those hats all over the place.
Actually read a book to my daughter, the first one.
Nice experience. Schofield right back at him. Midland just keeps coming at you. Back up by 15. Dinger again, swatted by Schofield, no foul. Petoskey again, he's got Vollmer with him. Wanted to go up and Superman it, but it got swatted out of bounds.
Schofield went down hard. Looked like he landed right on his tailbone. He was down for a couple minutes, but now he's up jogging down the court.
Good hustle by Sumption to get back and make the play. I don't know, looked like a pretty good block at the other end, though, by Schofield. Little contact, maybe a down low, but Petoskey will get his own rebound. It seems like every long rebound has come down to the guys in white, and they capitalize again. Kevin Petoskey for 3. It's 15 for Petoskey. And 16 for his brother Corey. And it's an 18-point lead with under a minute now to play in the third.
I think that's going to be 4 fouls on Justin North. He reached in, trying to prevent the quick outlet for another Midland fast break. Seth Meek back in the game. Justin Kaler sits down with 3 fouls.
Petoskey, same spot as before. A little strong this time. Vollmer right back to him. And he shuffled pivot feet there.
We've seen that a couple of times already.
But Midland really getting it done without their big guns so far. Kaler was held to 4 points in the first half. He does have 11 now, but he averages 25. But the Petoskey boys have combined for 31 of those 53 for Midland right now. North got the roll. Justin North has 4. It's still a 16-point advantage for Midland. Kevin Petoskey, great look down low to Schofield, who kind of crouched it. He got it back, got fouled again. Anytime he's missed, he's gotten the ball back.
I think he surprised everybody on that pass, including Schofield.
Yep.
Found himself so wide open underneath the basket. Couldn't get it to fall.
They get Bakeberg for the foul, his 3rd. Schofield gets 2. And he's in double figures now with 10. So the big 4 for Midland all in doubles now. Schofield, Kaler, and both Petoskys. Mr. Baseline, Corey Petoskey, another 2. 19-point Midland lead. Corey again. Thank you very much. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 in the quarter. 20 points in the game for Corey Petoskey. And Midland has opened up a 21-point lead here after 3 quarters, 58-37. See if Frederick-Hecla's got an answer in quarter number 4 when we come back.
Every day, students across South Dakota discover the gift of music, inspired by their teacher's passion, enriched by their new form of expression. The music comes from the soul, but the ability to refine and teach the gift comes from South Dakota State University. Many graduates of this highly acclaimed music program have chosen to perform in our schools, passing the gift to a new generation. South Dakota State University, knowledge for life.
So where will you go with your grandpa today? Out to tea with teddy bears? To the victory stand at the Olympics? Or maybe the court of a beautiful princess?
You're not just a number to her or to us. At Dakota Care, we understand the human side of healthcare, making decisions that put your quality of care before our bottom line.
I can't wait to see where she'll take me tomorrow.
Elton John fan on hand.
The Frederick-Hecla Northstars. Midland continues to try to push it down inside. Seems like last half of that 3rd quarter, Frederick-Hecla just seems to be pressing a little bit on the offensive side. Everybody, a couple of times they've had an open shot and they take 2 dribbles and there's a 3. Derek Dinger.
Dinger's 3rd 3 has 17.
But it seems like they've been passing off. They only, you know, the guy's less than 2 or 3 feet away, and they just aren't picking up anything on that extra pass.
Bakeberg with a steal. Dinger's there for the rebound. Derek Dinger has 19. Northstars making a run. Still down by 16, though, but got time. Kaler for 2. Rebound to Petoskey, though. This time Bakeberg comes away, and Kevin Petoskey with the foul.
Every time a shot goes up for Midland, they have 3 or 4 guys just banging the boards on the offensive end. Unlike Frederick-Hecla getting 1 shot and then out, Midland's getting 3 or 4 looks on the offensive side of the court.
Dinger through 3 again, but Schofield there this time, and yeah, they're going to have to be about perfect at the offensive end if they want to get back in it. Down by 16. 6:50 to play in the 4th.
You just tell every time Kevin Petoskey gets the ball, he's looking at the hoop. He's looking to drive or he's looking to shoot. That time he was probably looking to dish off and took an extra step.
Yeah, but they got a great little trio there with both Petoskey's. Justin North the other way, right down the pipe. 6 for North. And they cut it to 14. A little 7-0 run here to start the 4th. There's Petoskey, Kevin style, and he's got 17 now. So 37 of the 60 points coming out of the Petoskey so far. Rebound to Vollmer, and here's Kaler ahead of the pack. Justin Kaler has 13. About impossible to go the offensive boards on him, though, because if you don't get the rebound, your man is shooting a layup at the other end.
Exactly.
Skoglund is back in there now for Frederick-Hecla. North with the rebound. Swatted away. Vollmer ahead to Petoskey to Schofield. Jess Froling came back and created a little havoc. Got it off of Schofield's leg going out of bounds.
Nice play by Froling. Looked like there could have been a foul called, but referee letting him play.
There's Mr. Floorburns. Jess Froling, just a soft, made the nice play. 18-point lead still, though, for Midland. 5:35 to play, and that's off of Froling. Neil Karjalainen's going to check back in. Assumption sits down for Frederick-Hecla. They want to bring the pressure. 2-2-1 zone press. Looking to get the turnover right there, and Skoglund was almost there, but that's going to be his 5th foul. Or do they call it? Oh, they do call it on Kaler. Either way, that's going to be his 5th. So with 5:33 to play, Justin Kaler sits down with 13 points, and Seth Meek back in. Next team foul either way will be the bonus. Both teams with 6 fouls in the quarter. So Kaler sits down, Meek back in. Here's Dinger, got fouled before the basket.
This is something Midland doesn't need to do. They don't need to start committing a bunch of fouls here in the last 5.5 minutes of this game. So they opened up a big lead. Keep playing their game, take some time off the clock, and
foul was on Vollmer as Shelton checks back in for Frederick-Hecla. Dinger at the line. 20 points now for Derek Dinger. And there's hope. I mean, you can just feel it over here. We're sitting right by the Frederick-Hecla bench, and they, if nobody else does, feel that they can get back in it. 21 for Dinger. And a foul on Karjalainen. His first. It'll be the bonus for Midland now. 17 foul on Frederick-Hecla. Neal sits down. Sumption back in. Terry Nelson really working the substitution patterns as Petoskey goes back to the line. Seven out of 8 from the line for Corey Petoskey. Game high 21 points. The shooter's touch, and he's right at his average now. 22 points for Petoskey. And the lead back to 18. Tim Lloyd, the three-point shooter for Frederick-Hecla, is back in there. Here's Dinger. Over Schofield, no. And Big Ted rips down another board. And as you said, I don't know if Midland has one of those offenses where they pull it back out and try to run some clock.
Take it right to you. They figure if they can get a shot off the fast break, more power to them, you know.
Out of bounds off of Petoskey. 5:01 to play, fourth quarter. Terry Nelson and the Northstars are going to need close to a miracle. Here's Birdman for three, won't go, and Schofield again. Tears it out to Corey Petoskey. Reach in on Kevin Petoskey, and yeah, that's not one they want right now. That's Bo Beck's going to say, look at the clock, look at the situation.
Let him go. You had 4 of your teammates down on the defensive end of the floor.
So Warren Sumption will step to the line for the 1-and-1.
Little frustration foul, maybe. Petoskey.
Scott Brown on the left, Bo Beck, Midland head coach on the right. Looking to go to 23-0 if they can hang on and win here. And he'll get the bonus. Warren Sumption has 7 points. Averages 11. And the Midland lead stays at 17.
Frederick-Hecla trying to set up a half-court trap a little bit, but Midland is too quick on the passes.
And they just, you pointed it out before, no matter who it is for Midland, they can all handle the ball. Block on the baseline, is that Sumption? That'll be his 4th. But it's Petoskey again. I mean, he just owns that baseline.
And you don't see anybody holding on to the ball. It's either put it on the floor and drive or just pass right away and swing it around to the other side and look for the open 3. And half the times they swing it around to the other side and there's 2 Vikings wide open down underneath.
Yeah, the ball moves so much quicker than the offense can, and Petoskey is having another whale of a game. 23 points. He's 9 out of 10 from the line right now. .24 for Corey Petoskey. And Midland is about to wrap up a first-round win. Still 4:23 to play in the 4th, but the Vikings up by 19.
Out here, you can drive for miles without passing another car. You can travel for hours between small towns. Yet it only takes moments to reach the other side of the world. That's because Golden West brings a state-of-the-art telephone service, satellite and cable television, and business communication systems. What once seemed impossible is now part of our everyday lives. And making things easier out here, well, that's okay by me. Golden West Companies, bringing it all together.
Well, you're probably thinking you have to be old and rich to own a new car with lots of gadgets. I have one. It's a new Chevy Cavalier. It was easy with low financing rates or up to $1,000 cash back. My roomy Cavalier cost me just over $11,000. What you'd pay for the competition is enough to make you scream. Get Cavalier, the best-selling car in the area, and have some fun while you're still young.
Your Cavalier is ready. Get it at your local Chevrolet dealer.
Well, we got it right now. Vikings have been #1 most of the season, 22-0. Midland looking to stay perfect. Sumption wouldn't go, and big Ted Schofield has garnered about every defensive rebound for Midland here in the 4th quarter. Petoskey got a little bit out of control, and was it Skoglund or who stepped in? Dinger stepped in there to take the charge. 4 fouls on Kevin Petoskey. That is 5 on him. And that will be the 5th on Kevin Petoskey. So he's out with 4:04 to play.
Derek Dinger saw that one coming all the way down the court. He didn't move a step. He knew he was going to come right down the boulevard. Took the hard charge. Frederick-Hecla gets the ball.
Kevin Petoskey fouls out with 17 points. Dinger for 3. Derek Dinger's hit 4 threes now. 24 points for him.
Derek Dinger keeping the Northstars in this one still. 3:45 left. 14 points down. You get a couple turnovers and boom, it's going to be a 10-point game.
Josh McLaughlin, a sophomore, is checked in for Midland. Number 22 in white. Saving a little time, rolling the ball in. Karjalainen is number 23. Here's Dinger. Schofield made the block and then got the ball, and Petoskey 3-on-1 the other way. Volmer. And off the scrum, what happened there? Sumption had the ball and thought he got fouled, but turn it over to Midland.
Volmer caught that pass, found himself a little too far underneath the bucket. There's still a couple of feet from the end line to the bucket. Just kind of threw it up there. But Midland, once again, another fast break, 3-on-1, couldn't convert, but they get the ball back.
Josh McLaughlin right off the bench, lets fly, no. Bakeberg rebounds. Only 3:15 left on the clock, though, for Frederick-Hecla. And they're down by 16. Dinger had a three for a second. Let's fly this time. That's a little off to the left. Harjalainen with the rebound. And this time, Petoskey will pull it back out to Meek. Double dribble, but
I think that's the fourth time Corey Petoskey forgot to put the ball down before he moved his feet. Saw an opening along the baseline. He's going to try to advance it. Got picked for walking.
Colin Shelton runs it up. 2:35 to play. And he wanted to make a pass, but again, Midland was out in the passing lane and forced the turnover again.
Terry Nelson can see the time ticking away for the Northstars here. 2:32 left.
Just Froling came over, tried to make a play. Fouled Volmer. So it'll be a 1-on-1 for Volmer. Midland beat Kadoka and Rapid City Christian in the district games, and then got by Takini 59-57 in the region championship to get here, as Dustin Volmer, the senior, knocks down his third point. Frederick-Hecla beat Dolan Condi, and Warner in the district got by Warner 60-59, and then beat Roslyn in the region championship. 4 points for Dustin Volmer, 18-point lead for Midland. Sumption for three. Warren Sumption has 10. But it's looking like it's going to be too little too late. 15-point lead. There's the time remaining, 2:10. Taken away by Shelton. Dinger for three. Didn't really get his feet set, but Schofield, little crossover. Ted Schofield, good handle for the big fella.
Oh, there's another interception from Midland. Now they'll pull it out and take some time off the clock, you would think.
Meek with the steal to Petoskey.
Typical game for Midland. Their average is 78 points. They give up about 50 per game, and it's 70-53 right now. So typical game for the Midland Vikings.
Shelton with the bump foul. If you go to Pier, take Highway 14 west for about a half hour. Hit the Hayes corner when Highway 14 goes south there. Goes south for about 20 miles, and that's where Midland is. Out in the Phillip, Kadoka area out there. 25 for Petoskey. 11 out of 12 from the free throw line. We'll see if the jinx works here. Not with him. 12 out of 13 free throws for Corey Petoskey, 26 points. And Midland is going to move on. Castlewood and Sully Buttes coming up next. As Sumption has a dozen now. Lead still at 17 points with 1:19 to play. 22nd timeout by Frederick-Hecla.
Like you mentioned at the beginning, Bo Beck kind of worried about his team getting into foul trouble early, but luckily, big boys kind of stuck in there midway through the fourth quarter, because before Justin Kaler, Kevin Petoskey foul out. Now they're just kind of playing a little prevent defense when you think about it, football aspect. Give up the long three and just try not to give up the easy layup. And hopefully try and hang on to this one.
And had 4 guys average of double figures coming in, and those 4 have done it here. Kevin Petoskey out with 17. Corey Petoskey has 26 right now. Justin Kaler fouled out with 13. And Big Ted Schofield has 12 right now. Here's McLaughlin to Schofield. Blocked this time by Froling. Jess Froling ended up with the foul, but he gave Schofield a little taste of his own medicine there.
Schofield just hung with it, got his own rebound.
Buzzer sounds for Dinger to come back in as Karjalainen sits down. 1:10 to play in the fourth. Midland's going to go to 23-0. $13 points for Schofield. Dinger for three, or is it a two? It's a three. That's 5 threes now for Derek Dinger. 27 points for him.
That'll be it for Warren Sumption. 5 fouls for the 6-foot senior. Leaves the game with 8 points. Unofficially.
Petoskey's back at the line where he's made a living tonight. This afternoon. Today. 13 out of 14. Midland is making its 3rd state tournament appearance. They were here in 1987 and 88. And they will move into the semifinals tomorrow night. Froling with the foul. Castlewood and Sully Buttes coming up after this one. And we think these guys got out and run. I think we're going to see a lot more of that in that game. Sully Buttes has scored at least 100 points in its last 4 games. They've been over 105 times this year.
Which is tough to do to begin with, but when you think about doing that in the districts and then again in the region, I mean, that's pretty impressive as far as an offensive output goes. And you won't see a lot of dribbling around with either one of these teams.
Tyler Saucerman, a senior for Midland, is at the line. But Midland usually gets it done with just 6 and maybe sometimes 7 players. Saucerman off the bench is in the book. 17-point lead. Dinger's 3 on the way. Rebound to Saucerman. Petoskey, great look to Meek.
Eyes in the back of their head.
Yeah, these kids are players. Both Petoskey boys as Birdman lets fly. Lloyd's 3 won't go. Rebound to Dustin Jung, and he's going to shoot some free throws. Derek Dinger sits down now. 27 points for Dinger. Did all he could as Corey Petoskey sits down for Midland also. Casey Dowd is in for Midland. And Rudy Ryman, number 30, checks in as McLaughlin sits down. Wouldn't go for Dustin Jung, and Midland will try to close it out. 50 is Vince Bruce. Saucerman's pass knocked away by Lloyd. Saucerman's 3, a little strong. But that's going to do it for quarterfinal number 1. Number 1 Midland. showing why they are undefeated coming in. They go to 23-0 with a 77-58 win over Frederick-Hecla. So Midland moves on into tomorrow night's semifinals. Castlewood and Sully Buttes coming up in the second game this afternoon. We'll grab Midland head coach Bo Beck, get his thoughts on the first round win. 2, 4, 6, 7 in the fourth quarter. 27 points total for Corey Petoskey to lead Midland. And let's throw it down on the floor. John Wilson is with Bo Beck. John.
All right, Bo, good game. Satisfied with the Vikings today or what?
Well, I'll tell you, it's probably the worst foul trouble we've dealt with all year. Kaler's fouled out once all year, and we had our two best ball handlers foul out, and that's never happened to us this year. So, yeah, I'm satisfied. I mean, anytime you can have an 18-point win in the state tournament and your two best ball handlers foul out, we'll be happy with it. We hit some shots in the third quarter, finally dropped, and it opened the game up a little bit for us.
Now, is this a typical Midland game, just getting up? Every time down the court, I mean, on the defensive end of the court, it seems like you guys just got into that fast break every time.
We look to do that all the time. We run the same fast break drill every day in practice. 49 practices this year, and that's what we do it for. Is that we look. That's our first look every time down the floor, and we get a lot of our buckets like that.
Sully Buttes and Castlewood in this next game. Have you seen either two of those?
Yeah, I've seen Sully Buttes play twice this year. Earlier in the season than late in the season. They're playing well right now. They're probably playing the best anybody in the state. And but Castlewood's a good team. I believe they have 10 guys that come in and out, and probably going to be a good first-round matchup. I'm looking forward to watching it.
Should be an exciting semi. Congratulations, Bo.
Thank you.
Tommy, Midland Vikings undefeated and heading to the semis. Back to you.
All right, yeah, we look forward to getting another chance to see them on